And okay, we are going to have a look at the Upanishad that we have read already. This is a translation without the Sanskrit, but I think this is a decent translation, good one. Published by Advaita Ashram, translated by Swami Gambhirananda. So Aitareya Upanishad is quite short. Say again, as we said last time, may my speech be based on the mind and according to the mind. May my mind based on speech. O self-effulgent one, reveal thyself to me. May you both speech and mind be the carriers of the Veda to me. May not all that I have heard depart from me. I shall join together day and night through this study. I shall utter what is verbally true. I shall utter what is mentally true. May that Brahman protect me. May that protect the speaker. May that protect me. May that protect the speaker. In the beginning, this was but the absolute self alone. There was nothing else whatsoever that winked, that moved, whatever reason. He thought, let me create the worlds. So he created these worlds. That means ambas means the water, marichi, mara, apa. The ambas is the higher waters and the apa is the lower waters. Amba means the Karanodaka, and apa means like jalam, the material element. Which, that which is beyond heaven is ambas. Heaven is its support. The sky is marich. The earth is mara, means the world of the mortal people. The world that are below are the apa, the water. Okay. He thought, these then are the worlds. Let me create the protectors of the worlds. Having gathered up a lump of the human form from the water itself, he gave shape to it. Okay, we have already mentioned how this has been absorbed by the Gnostic early Christianity, that is mostly mirrored in the Gospel of John, which is one of the 4 canonic Gospels, but they don't explain anything. But anyway, so this original human form here is not just a human being. Is a Virata Rupa in the human form. Okay. So, he deliberated with regard to him, the Virat of the human form. As he was being deliberated on, his mouth parted, just as an egg does, Hiranyagarbha. From the mouth emerged speech, from speech came fire. The nostrils parted, from the nostrils came out the sense of smell. From the sense of smell came Vayu, the air. The 2 eyes parted, from the eyes emerged the sense of sight, and we have been here already, we have discussed this, which is exactly the same like we have studied before. So all these deities, or means ontological archetypes of the material world, had been created, fell into this vast ocean, the ocean of the Karanas, Karanodaka. He subjected the Virat to hunger and thirst. They said to him, provide an abode to us, staying where we can eat food. So the Brahman brought a cow. This is not certainly adequate. Then he brought a horse. He said, this is not adequate. Then he brought a man. This one is well formed. Man indeed is the creation of God himself. That doesn't mean that all these deities went to eat the man. This idea of food is the idea of the Annamaya Kosha, the body, the ontological concept of the body, the material form, material body. So the ontological archetype of the human form of life is the best in this world, so it can develop. And let's remember that the devas also have a human form of life. Okay. Okay. Man indeed is a creation of God himself. To them he said, enter into your respective abodes. Fire enter into the mouth, taking the form of the organ of speech. So basically speaking, this Upanishad is explaining that the human form of life is the representation of the cosmic Viratrupa. And all the elements, all the ontological principles are present in the human form of life. Not in the human body, but in the human form of life. Okay. Then hunger and thirst provide for us some abode. To them he said, I provide your livelihood among these very gods. I make you share in their portions. Therefore, when oblation is taken up for any deity whichsoever, hunger and thirst become verily sharers with that deity. So this is how the devas are accepting the food offerings. Is that more or less clear, right? We've been through this.
Yes. Yeah.
If you have any question, stop me. Okay.
So this is like again translation only. We don't have like translation of Shankaracharya's commentary in this.
That's more complicated. The first thing we want to do is to understand what's exactly in the Upanishad. If we get into commentaries, we lose the track of what's in the Upanishad text proper. So this is also the traditional system of studying the Vedic texts. The first, we study 3 times. We read 3 times. The first time we just read the text, because we need to understand what the Upanishad is saying. Second reading, we try to understand, to analyze the actual words, the meaning of the words, the original Sanskrit, we take the dictionary and we check. The third reading is we read the commentary. When we already have a clear idea of what the Upanishad is actually saying and what the original text is about, then we can get some extra explanation from Adi Shankara or whoever. There is a difference between a translation and a commentary. Unfortunately, people don't see this difference much. They take up the commentary as if it was the actual original text. So the commentary of Adi Shankara is not the Upanishad. It's a commentary. Just like my commentary to Bhagavad Gita is not the Bhagavad Gita. You understand? So my suggestion is first we try to understand what's exactly in the text of the Upanishads. Then when we have a clear idea of a meaning, we go through the commentary, Adi Shankara's commentary, and we find out if we were right or wrong. Also based on the translation, of course. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fine.
So we are talking about the food, which is not exactly about the food. Okay, so it's about the material substance, the material form. Okay. So we need to become accustomed to the language of the Shastra, which is not a very literal meaning. It has, it's carrying a lot of symbolic meaning. So when we talk about food, it's a different idea than simple, mere, ingredients for cooking. You understand? Okay. then it's talking about, you know, you say, let me create food for them. He deliberated with regard to the water. From the water, thus brooded over, evolved a form. The form that emerged was verily food. So food here is the form of water, which is not simply, you know, the ordinary water. Water is a support of everything on this planet, from the vegetables to our own body. Okay, so that's all the forms of water. Water is the first manifestation, material manifestation of the Mother Goddess, Jala Rupena Samsita. Okay. Okay. He tried to grasp that food with the sense of smell. He did not succeed in grasping it by smelling. You know, if he had succeeded in grasping it by smelling, then everyone should have become contented merely by smelling food. With the eye, with the sense of touch, with the mind, with the procreative organ, of course, not as some people may think, you know. Then he wanted to take it up with apan. So how can you take the food with apan? Apan is one of the 5 main pranas. So obviously it's not talking about the roti here. It's talking about the substance of food, the principle of nutrition. Is that clearer?
Yeah.
Okay. The principle of nutrition is transported by the prana. Okay. So then having split up this very end, he entered through this door. This entrance is on a vidriti. Being born, he manifested all the beings. So this is, we are talking about the Viratrupa. We are talking about the beginning of Brahma. For did he speak of anything else? He realized his very Purusha as Brahman, the most pervasive. Thus, I have realized this. Therefore, his name is Idandra. Although he is Idandra, they call him indirectly Indra, for the gods are very fond of indirect names. In man, indeed, is the soul first conceived, means that it is manifested. Of course, you know, also the animals are souls, but they are not manifesting the soul. That which is the semen is extracted from all the limbs at their vigor. He holds that self of his in his own self. When he sheds it into his wife, then he procreates it. That is his first birth. That becomes non-different from the wife, just as much as her own limb is. Therefore, the fetus does not hurt her. So this is the propagation of life, procreation, which is not simply a material, gross, physical point. It's a transmission of the energy of the subtle form of the body. Okay. Okay, so this one is the inferior Brahman, the lower Brahman. Okay. What is it that we worship at the self? Which of the two is the self? Is it that which by one sees, or that by which one hears, and so on? It is this heart and this mind that were stated earlier. So it is consciousness. Okay. It is this heart, intellect, and this mind that were stated earlier. It is sentience, rulership, secular knowledge, presence of mind, retentiveness, sense perception, fortitude, thinking, genius, mental suffering, memory, ascertainment, resolution, life activities, hankering, passion, and such others. All these verily are the names of consciousness. This means that is the self of the Virat Purusha. So this one, which is the Virat Purusha, is the inferior Brahman, means the material manifestation of Brahman. This is Indra, this is Prajapati, this is all these gods, and this is these 5 elements, means earth, air, space, water, fire. And this is all this big creature means Mahabhuta, Pancha Mahabhuta, big creature, physical creatures, together with the small ones that are the procreators of others and referable in pairs. To wit, those that are born of eggs, of wombs, of moisture of the earth, horses, cattle, men, elephants, and all the creatures that there are which move or fly, and those which do not move. All these have consciousness as the giver of their reality. All these are impelled by consciousness. The universe has consciousness as its eye, and consciousness is its end. Consciousness is Brahman. It's difficult, very dense. So this self, through this self that is consciousness, he ascended higher up from this world. And getting all desire fulfilled in that heavenly world, he became immortal. This basically means that this body, this material body, has the purpose of helping us to raise our consciousness. Take our consciousness, our identification higher, so that we can become immortal. Means realizing our true spiritual self. Because, of course, only the spiritual self is immortal. Okay. Then we have again the invocation that we read before. So, Aitareya Upanishad is, this is the text. We were going for the Brihad aranyaka. Okay, so, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam, okay. Then it's again speaking about the Ashwamedha, which is the head of the sacrificial horse is the dawn. Its eye is the sun, its vital force the air, its open mouth the fire called Vaisvanara. The Vaisvanara is the Jataragni. And the body of the sacrificial horse, is the ear. Its back, its connection went away. Okay, so, its back is heaven, its belly the sky, its hoof the earth, its sides the 4 quarters, its ribs the intermediate quarters, its members the seasons. The members means the limbs, okay. Its joints, it is Swami Madhavananda, members and limbs, okay, no problem. Its joints the months and fortnights, its feet the days and nights, its bones the stars, and its flesh the clouds. Let's see if the connection comes back. Its half-digested food is the sand, the blood vessels the river, its liver and spleen the mountains, its hairs the herbs and trees. So basically this is describing the actual meaning of the Ashwamedha Yaga, which has nothing to do with which has nothing to do with the ordinary horse. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see, the fire is Arka. Okay. Then we go chapter 3, the first book. There were 2 classes of Prajapati's sons, the gods, the devas, and the asuras. Naturally, the devas were fewer and the asuras more in number. They vied with each other for the mastery of these words. The devas said, "Now let us surpass the asuras in this sacrifice through the Udgita." They said to the organ of speech, "Chant the Udgita for us." "All right," said the organ of speech, and chanted for them. So, we can understand that this is not a very simple ritual, mechanical ritual. Okay, we have, okay, and coming back, maybe, coming back and going. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, the connection is not very good. Okay, of course the screen sharing has gone away, so we have to do it again. I will send you the text, so maybe you can read it.
Okay.
You know, and maybe I'm hoping that I will be able to prepare the English equivalent of the book that I prepared in Italian about it's just the text of the Upanishads, which is basically nothing very different from what the Swami Madhavananda has written. Only, I had used some, sometimes trying to be clearer, more precise, more understandable, but not too easy. So the devas are engaging the organ of speech, not the mouth, but it's the sense of speech, which is a function. Okay. As the Udgita. The Udgita is one of the four Ritviks who traditionally celebrate the ritual, the Karmakanda rituals. So the devas are performing the Ashwamedha Yagya at the symbolic level, at the ontological level. There is nothing about actual ordinary horses or particular, human priests, whatever. Here, the celebrating priests are the speech, the organ of smell, the nose, in the eye, which is the organ of sight, and so on. So this is how the devas are celebrating their rituals. Now, unfortunately, if we watch the TV serials about the Puranas and everything, we see the devas as ordinary human beings who do perfectly ordinary human activities. So, just like we sit and do all the rituals for the fire, we surmise that the devas are also doing the same thing. But that's not what the devas do. The devas are on a much higher, subtler level of existence. So the chanting of the hymns, in the ritual of the yagya, is through the activities of the senses. You remember, right. Let's see if it comes back, otherwise we may stop and try to do in a better time. The vital force is called Ayasya Angirasa, for it is the essence of the members of the body. Let's see if we have. No. Let's see if he comes back. Okay, looks like it's a bit difficult. I think we filled up our allotted time. So, okay, we'll continue the Brihad Aranyaka Upanishad next time.